Hello everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Farida. Thank you for clicking on today's video. If you're new, welcome to my channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, a part of the family, thank you so much for coming back and stay tuned for today's video. Also, I just wanted to say Ramadan back to everyone observing this period of Ramadan, whether you're fasting or not, and you're observing it in a different way. May the Almighty Allah accept it from you and from me. May the Almighty accept it from all of us. Talk about mina wa minkum. In today's video, I'm talking about how to renew your UK passport. No, not UK passport, not just yet. I'm talking about how to renew your Nigerian passport from the UK. My passport was about to expire, so I thought it's best to just do it on time before it actually reaches that expiry date. So I thought I'd go online to see how the process is like if you want to renew your passport in the UK, because obviously I'd never done it. I got my first ever passport when I was in Nigeria, so I didn't really know what the process would be like if I was to renew in the UK. But anyways, I went online onto YouTube and went onto Google, went onto the Nigerian immigration website also. I thought I would share my own experience, hoping it would help anyone who is probably thinking of renewing their Nigerian passport in the UK. So without further ado, I'm going to go straight into the video. So yeah, the one thing I'm just going to say first is that my Nigerian passport actually costs over £250 to renew. When I saw the price, I was really shocked that it would actually cost so much to renew my Nigerian passport in the UK. But anyways, it's all done now. And the one I actually got was the Nigerian passport for 10 years. So if you don't already know, you can actually get your passport for 10 years instead of getting a 5-year one. And that is such a good relief, because I know that I won't have to go to the Nigerian embassy in the UK for the next 10 years at least, unless there's another reason to go there. Initially, I was only going to apply for the 5-year one because I didn't really want to spend so much money on my passport at that point in time. So I filled the application form, got to the end stage where I had to pay the money, and I saw it was like £120 or $120 or something like that. So I thought, oh, just out of curiosity, let me see how much it would cost to get the 10-year one. So I started a new application, and I saw that the 10-year one would actually be for £182. So I was like, okay, 120, 180, that's not really a lot of difference. So I literally started a new application, paid for the 10-year one for £182, and I knew that, okay, yeah, obviously for 10 years I won't have to go to the Nigerian embassy. The main passport is £182 and 39 pence. One thing I must also say is that if you plan to renew your passport, whether it's in the UK or whether it's in Nigeria, and especially if you're trying to renew in the UK, please try to get your NIN number, the national identification number, the NIN, and don't just wait until later to do it. So for example, if you're coming to the UK to study anytime soon, try to get your NIN before you come to the UK. And if you're already obviously in the UK and you've not done your NIN just yet, then you may have to do it in the UK, which would be like which would be at £50. Because when I did mine, I actually did mine in Nigeria a few years ago, but I actually never got the number. The only thing I got was the slip. I'll try to find the slip. So the only thing that I got was this slip, and they told me to come back maybe a few days later for my number, but I just never went back. Maybe something else came up or something like that. Basically, after filling the application form, I printed out my form, went to the embassy with my form, the acknowledgement slip that I was given online. When I filled the online application form, I only got my application form printed out and my acknowledgement slip. I didn't actually know that I had to book an appointment. So when I got to the embassy the following day, I was like, oh yeah, I'm here to renew my Nigerian passport. Like, can I just go in? But they're like, oh no, you can't just go in. You need to book an appointment. So that was like, okay, how many days is it gonna take to get an appointment? I went online. Next available date was the next month. I was like, okay, this is a bit too long, right? So basically what I did was that I closed the website, went back again like after a few minutes, and luckily enough there was a date for the next very day. I was like, I'm so lucky, like definitely I'm going to book my appointment for the next day. So if you're trying to renew your passport, don't just fill the application form and then go to the embassy, because they would definitely not allow you to go in without an appointment, which I didn't know about before. And one thing also that is very important about the NIN number, about the national identification number, is that if you don't have one, you can actually renew your passport. So on my passport, there's a place where they've written my NIN, which I didn't actually expect, because on my old passport, for example, on this old passport that I've got, my NIN number, my NIN is not written on it. You definitely need to get one before you go to the embassy. Or if you're like me, where you only add the slip, you also have to pay to get your number. And the sad part is that I actually had to pay £30 to get my number printed, which is like, okay, if I was in Nigeria, I wouldn't have paid that much money just to get the number, because I literally already did the whole process in Nigeria. And what was left for me to get my number after a few days, which I didn't go back to get. When I got to the embassy, I wasn't really sure what to do, because they were like, oh, you can't go in even if you have an appointment. You also need to have your NIN the national identification number. Someone outside of the embassy gave this to me, but anyways, I was like, okay, let me just check online and see what other places are around. But this place was closer to the embassy, so I was like, yeah, I'll just go and do it. Like, if someone from the embassy that actually works there is giving me days to go and get my NIN from, then I'll just go. And I got there and they were like, oh, I needed to actually pay for it, that I couldn't just get the number for free. And I was like, but I've literally done all of the process in Nigeria, but they didn't listen to that. So they said if I had my slip with me, then I would get the number like immediately if I paid £30 or something like that. But if I paid £30 if I had my slip, but if I didn't have my slip, I would have to pay £40. I'm like, okay, but I literally already have this number. And the other option was that if I wanted to like start the whole process again, I would pay £50. I had to go back home to get my slip because I was like, I can't start the whole process again when I'd already gone through the whole process in Nigeria, and what is left is just for me to get my number. So I went back home on that day again, got my slip from home because I brought it to the UK. And one thing I also say before I continue is that if you come to the UK from Nigeria, from any part of the world, make sure to bring all of your documents. Don't just leave anything at home. Like literally, if any document that you feel is relevant to you living here, your NIN, your qualifications, your anything really that is relevant, make sure to bring them with you along to the UK. Don't leave anything back at home. So basically, I paid £30, got my NIN, went back to the embassy with my appointment slip, and then I was able to go in, and the whole process was like very smooth. Actually, it took like maybe less than 30 minutes to get everything sorted. I submitted my documents, I submitted the slips I was given, I submitted the appointment slip, the acknowledgement slip, the application form, my old passport, and then at some stage I was also asked to go upstairs within the embassy to just get my fingerprints taken, to get my biometrics taken. And that was it really. Like, the process was very, very smooth. It didn't take a lot of time. There were not too many people at the embassy because I went very early in the morning. So if you're also trying to renew your passport, I would say definitely try to go very early in the morning. But obviously they open from like 9 to 1, so there's only a certain number of people that would allow on a certain day anyways, because people have to actually book their appointment to go in. Once I submitted my documents, once my biometrics were taken, like literally in less than a week I got my passport, which was amazing. And one thing also is that the new passport has a new design, which I feel is very cool actually. And this is a 64-page Nigerian passport, and this is it really. Like, it looks very, very good. The design is a bit different from the old one. All of the amount I spent for my Nigerian passport was about £271. So I'll break that down. Basically, I had to pay for passport photos, which I thought was essential because when I printed out the application form, there was a space for passport photos, but at the end of the day, no one even asked me for passport photos when I got to the embassy. So I spent £13 at Snappy Snaps to get my passports done, but that is not necessary. But obviously, maybe at some point I'll see the passport photos, so it would definitely be useful at some point. After that, I paid a postal order for of £35. And one thing also, so when I got to the embassy, I didn't actually know that I had to get a postal order. Luckily, when I got to the embassy, there was this person outside of the Nigerian embassy selling the postal order. So I was like, okay, this is cool. So I just literally paid him £35 into his bank account, and he gave me the postal order that he'd already purchased from the post office. After that, I paid for the national identification number, and that was £30. The next thing was the passport, which was £182.39, and I was charged a fee, like £1 fee of £5.01. And in addition to that, I had to pay for transport for over 2 days to the embassy, which was like £165 times 4, because I took the bus every time. So that was in total £271.99 for the Nigerian passport. Basically, get your application form filled online, book an appointment, make sure to book an appointment, get your acknowledgement slip printed. And what else you need? Make sure to have your national identification number, because that is very essential. I would definitely advise anybody that wants to get the Nigerian passport to get the 10-year one, because it just makes your life easier. You go to the stress only once, it lasts for 10 years. It's more cost effective, to be fair, because 64 pages for 10 years at £182, that is a good deal, instead of paying for maybe 32 pages for 5 years or something like that for £120 or $120. So that is it really for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you gain 1 or 2 things from it, and I hope it helps you to understand basically what the process is like if you want to renew your Nigerian passport in the UK. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you again in my next video. Until then, bye.